5 straight victories for the Philadelphia 76ers. What is up, guys? Welcome to Sixers Postgame Live. Sixers get the W against the Hornets 97-89. Talking reaction, top takeaways, player of the game, and more. Joining me, he is Mitch Kofsky at Mitch Kofsky on X. What's up, Mitch?
Hey. I mean, what can I say? This game should not have been that close. I mean, Embiid had another 30-point game, 30-10 game. And, yeah, Tobias stepping up in the fourth.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all those points. Yeah, this was a game I was hoping to get some Terquavion Smith. Mm-hmm. Instead, we got some Furkan Korkmaz minutes, which were horrible. We'll talk about that. And then, of course, he is Pat from Ambler on X. What's up, Pat?
What's up, buddy? What's going on? You know, everyone knows not to hide it. Look, I've been having a rough week, and we're going to start this show with Tobias Harris. Are you kidding me, Dives? I mean, I said 2024, I'm going to put down no more liquor, but buddy, you are really pushing my ante here of wanting to put down something. Jeez, no. And how dare you disrespect my man Korkmaz? He had that Euro step, okay? He took it to the rack. And then after that, he's Korkmaz doing Korkmaz things, just being MIA and completely just being irrelevant to this game. But anyway, listen, Sixers get the job done today, and that's what matters. Again, this team is looking just strong down the stretch. And, of course, you see the complete mismatch of Joel Embiid in the paint. That short Hornets team just couldn't stop the 76ers from running the rock to the rack, and they just couldn't do anything about it. I mean, they just had doing nothing and like it. And, yes, they gave the Sixers game from outside shooting, but other than that, the Sixers just held this young team to arm stretch.
Yeah, it wasn't the prettiest of games. It was a sluggish, your typical Sixers back-to-back type of thing. They shot 5 of 25 from three-point range. It was essentially the Embiid show through the first 2 quarters, who was doing work, pretty much everything, elbow and in. But then fourth quarter came, and the Sixers held the Hornets to 5 of 16 from the field, outscored them 28-16. And leading off with Tobias Harris, he had 10 points in the fourth quarter here. And in a game where they were sluggish, they were slow, the ball movement was terrible, Tobias Harris got buckets when they needed it. I'll throw it to you, Mitch. What did you think about Tobias Harris?
You have a great person to start that with. But on my play-by-play, I said after the third quarter, this is the time for Tobias Harris to step up. He answered the call with 10 points. He was doing some good things on that court in the fourth quarter. That's all we ask is for him to step up in crucial moments, and that's what he did tonight. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's like death taxes and Tobias Harris feasting on bad defenses, and that's what he does, man. That's what he does. It's a funny thing. Todd says easy work. Quentin, what's going on, man? VP, Korkmaz blows. Batum was awesome. Isn't he great, man? He had a couple of nice buckets in the fourth quarter as well. Anthony stinks. Pat, what'd you think of Tobias Harris?
Yeah, I mean, listen, and like you said, he feasted off a bad defense. He read it coming into this game. Again, that team couldn't stop you and I from driving to the net. So, and that's what they did. They took advantage of a team that doesn't have a legit threat underneath the rock who can defend, and they took care of business. And Tobias Harris seen it, and he went off a little bit. You know, again, showing off he was aggressive and did what he wanted and handled business, fairly easy. So, but you have to give it to him. You have to give it to Tobias Harris for the job he's done. Again, I know he's been a little bit off and on, during this little, winter stretch, but come All-Star time, he's really trying to get himself notified in the worst way.
Keep increasing that trade value, baby. That's all we need.
That's all I keep on thinking about. Just come on. You want out of here, and we want you out of here just as bad.
Yeah, for real. Like that's what matters most here. But here's his shot chart. Did pretty well inside the paint, an area he normally struggles with. Still has those moments where he just can't transition. Doesn't pull up strong. It's just so frustrating to watch.
It's almost like Al always says. He does just enough where you don't want to trade him off, But it's like in reality, in hindsight, in business down the road, it'd be the best move if you could just move on for him. But he just does stuff around this time of year where it's like, they want to push in and they just take the chips back. Just a little bit. Then they went up falling instead of trying to trade him out. So,
Yeah.
it's unreal.
Absolutely. Steven says House player of the game. Let's go there next.
Yeah.
Let's go there next because Daniel House had a really strong game in this one. Daniel House had 9 points in 27 minutes. He had a steal. He had a block, a few boards. He was 1 of 1 from 3, a plus 10 for Daniel House, who continues to show and give the Sixers some quality minutes. Like the level of hustle we see from Daniel House is so refreshing on this Sixers squad. You can tell he's just a great depth piece. He seems like a good locker room guy. He doesn't play when the lineup is at full strength, but when you're down some guys, he seems to be a dude that does all the little things and plays hard all the time. And he doesn't really need to do a lot on the court for him to be impactful. I'll throw it to you, Pat. What do you think of Daniel House?
No, and you're right. Again, a strong game today. Again, when things matter, when he had the wide open opportunity, he made the best of it. Again, he had that one play where he ran the rock to the net with that nice nasty dunk, and then he had the wide open three, and he just was delivering. So again, I liked what I saw out of his game today. Daniel House, he was money today for what Nick Nurse had coming off the bench, and for what little did he have off of back to back, mind you. He came up to play today. I mean, nine solid points is just good enough. Obviously, the strongest player off the bench today, and he paid dividends today, and that's all that mattered. Again, just able to stretch the floor and just being available, to help the Sixers out.
Yep. I thought he was awesome in transition today. You mentioned the dunk. But he was terrific. Todd says Tobias said Philly fans will trade him for a crumble cookie. Steven said he had some good defensive plays. 7-6 Niners. Yeah, Daniel, we are watching. I have the game on here as well. Football. It's funny because I thought I would be not ready to watch football at this point, given the Eagles collapse. But I'm back. I'm fully back.
Really? You back in?
For at the NFL, not with the Eagles. They have a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch.
Think about Daniel House.
That block he had in the fourth quarter. I mean,
Yeah.
that block
That was like a volleyball
man.
spike, man.
That was insane. I'm like, wait, is that Daniel House? I'll take it. That's the best. That's a better block than Mo Bamba ever had. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That block was better than what Mo Bamba could ever do.
Yeah. Daniel House, Nico Batum, Tobias, everybody was pretty solid defensively, at least. Where should we go next? I guess we should probably touch on Joel Embiid and his performance in this one. Joel Embiid finished. Let me share my screen. Joel Embiid finished with 33 points, 10 boards. The streak continues. He was a -2, which is odd. 11 of 23 from the field. I mean, Embiid was awesome. I thought at the start of the game, it was basically him carrying the Sixers while the Sixers were just really sloppy. The Sixers came out the gate looking like they didn't get into the hotel room until like 2 a.m. But Embiid had 15 of the Sixers' first 24 points. And then it didn't really go that far. I thought as the game progressed, he was more so like looking to get his rather than passing out of the double team and the triple teams, because that's basically what Charlotte focused on all game long.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't as quick with them as we've seen in the past until he made that one pass to Maxey, I believe, in the fourth quarter where he, had the up and under reverse layup. I'll throw it to you, Mitch. Any thoughts on Embiid's performance tonight?
It's funny. People were saying like this was an off game from Joel Embiid, and he still got 30 and 10.
I know.
So
right?
what is a bad game for him? Can we just answer that? What is a bad game for this guy? I don't know. Like, I'll still take this game more than any other. Like, He did his thing, exactly what he needed to do. Get to the free throw line, get to that elbow, and just do his thing. That was perfect.
It's so true. That's a really good point. Like a really good game for me when it comes to Joel Embiid is dominating at the elbow, finding guys open on the perimeter, guys cutting to the basket. Here's Embiid's shot chart. Again, only shot 1 3-point shot tonight. He shot 7 of 12 inside the paint. But like there are some concerns. But I'll get to that after we get Pat's thoughts on Embiid. Pat, you're muted, man.
Muted.
My fault. I pushed the wrong button. No, that again to me, Joel Embiid just again he's a monster, and again he's been wobbling before this week. We all seen he's been wobbling. He hasn't looked great. But he woke off to be a waking giant, and again he trashed the Nuggets at home. Again, he goes off against Orlando yesterday with 36 points, and then today, back to back. You would think fatigue would play a major role in this game. It did for half the with the rest of the team other than him and Maxey. And again, this is what all stars do and elites do. This is what MVP caliber players do. They just show up when the team matters the most, and that's what he did. Again, you mentioned about the trying to block in with triple defenders on him, and he was still able to hit those elbow jumpers, take the rock to the rim, still get 10 boards. Again, another double. He was phenomenal tonight.
Yeah, this is a great comment. To have that many missing guards tonight was rough. Maxey was average. I thought it's kind of twofold because when you talk about Embiid, it also includes Maxey in a sense because those are the two you're counting on to beat a really good defense. I thought too many times Maxey struggled when Embiid was getting double teamed, not getting open. And if you're on team like don't make a move for the Philadelphia 76ers at the trade deadline, this game was not for you. I thought this was the exact kind of game that shows how much they need another ball handler, how much they need another playmaker to help Tyrese Maxey when he doesn't have it going. Tyrese Maxey finished with 16 points. He was a plus 18 in this one, but he only shot 7 of 22 from the field, 1 of 9 from 3-point range. This was like that game where you really would benefit from, not saying Zach LaVine, but like a DeJounte Murray or something to help Joel Embiid out, because I mean, even in this one, Maxey played 42 minutes and Maxey looked gassed, man. Embiid looked gassed. And it is a back-to-back, but still, you need a little extra juice, I thought. But going back to Embiid, again, I thought his decision-making with the double teams were just way too slow. And, when he's trying to force that like 30-point streak, man, I don't like seeing that. Like going back to what I want to see from Embiid, I want to see those quick reactions. Like when he's not making those reads, like those are the exact bad habits that can creep up against a great defense in the playoffs. So that's what I really want to see from Joel Embiid. Todd says Joel is great. He is great. Like don't twist my words. Like he's absolutely terrific. Steven says I'll take Fultz in a backup secondary role or string defender. They need to add some kind of ball handling, no doubt about it. But here we are. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we get into it?
Yeah, and you're right because they do need another sufficient ball handler, a guy, another consistent scorer. They need a consistent scorer with them, and that's I guess what they kind of figured. Oubre or Milton would be able to do, and we all know Sixers are shorthanded they're dealing with a handful of injuries. But that's going to be when it comes down to crunch time, it come around May and June. Will this team have enough? I mean, there's nights where that bench gives you nothing, and then what do you have to rely on? So when like you said, you have Maxey in those kind of situations, who can he rely on next? What can Nick Nurse rely on? You need someone to have a bust out game from that bench, and they're not always going to be for you. That's the one gray area of this team.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. There's definitely
And-
times when the Sixers are too dependent on two players on offense, and that's not going to win come playoff time.
You guys want to hear how many was Markel Fultz's 3-point percentage this year?
It's got to be in the 20s. Oh, really?
I looked
So
it up
that's-
yesterday during post game.
Wow.
So he's definitely not getting traded like he wants to.
I would not take him if he's shooting 0% from 3.
I guess no YMCA team wants him either. So
Nah.
I would take Shake back. I would definitely take Shake back.
Oh, I would.
yes,
I would 1,000%.
Rumor has it that Terry Rozier is on the trade block. I would absolutely add Terry Rozier, no doubt. That'd be a great addition. Underrated scorer as well. Do you guys remember, this real aside, like it's crazy how, like, I don't know why, but I thought about how, remember back when Kemba Walker was on the Charlotte Hornets and the Sixers would go back and forth and we could not stop Kemba Walker whatsoever. They typically beat the Hornets, but I don't know why I had that random thought, but it was a fun thought.
Yeah.
Those were some fun games back then. All right, let's.
Kemba Walker.
I know, and he was with the Hornets. Those were fun times. Those were fun times.
Yeah.
Let's get into our Sixers player of the game. Player of the game. Lead us off, Pat. Who are you going with?
Daniel House. Stepping up today. I'm going to give you guys the other layups. I'm going to go Daniel House off the bench for stepping up. And, like I said, when the opportunity presented itself, he took full advantage of it. And way to come through. Hopefully, this is a momentum builder for him. Again, this team is dealing with a significant handful of injuries, and hopefully he can keep this thing grinding. Again, you're facing another bottom feeder team like the Spurs coming in on Monday. Handle that before you start going out west, and starting when you start to see the next weekend when you see the Denver Nuggets in their house. So again, take care of some business. So again, happy what I saw out of Daniel House today.
Yeah, really good Daniel House game tonight. I might make that a highlight reel. We'll see. What about you, Mitch?
You know what? I'll give you Joel Embiid. Give me Nicholas Batum. Just
Nah.
for him being a Jimmy Batum, man. Just him acting like a coach on the floor. I love it, man. Him directing the offense, his quick shot from the corner. I love it. Give me Batum.
Can't believe you went Batum. That's where I was going to go.
I know. That's why I was like, I'll give you Embiid. Give me Batum.
Steven says Scary Terry in his Hornets role would not be bad. Absolutely. Quentin says fourth quarter crumble. I'm going to do it. Here we are, Mitch. It is January 20th, 2024. I'm going to go.
You're not going Embiid.
Tobias Harris. I'm going to Tobias Harris.
What?
10 points in the fourth quarter in a game where they couldn't rebound to save their lives. It seemed like every time the Sixers would try and get a lead, they would have like back-to-back idiotic possessions on offense. It was ugly. And Tobias was kind of the guy that got him out of the mud. I'm going to go with Tobias, Quentin. And that this might be the first time all year. I don't know.
Another snowstorm's coming through. Another snowstorm about to come through Philly.
So, yeah.
I was about to say earlier, about time Tobias Harris had a good game and died just on the postgame show. Thank God. I had to go to Doom.
Blake's ready. Likes Tobias Harris as well.
Oh, my God, yes. Yes, he does.
All right. Let's go into our Sixers grades of the game.
Don't you hear it? Sweetness and light from my restless mind.
grading tonight's game A to F. Mitch, lead us off.
I was going to give it a C, but just for that fourth quarter alone, I'm going to give it a B minus because that fourth quarter we were down. We stepped up. Tobias Harris stepped up. Daniel House stepped up. Batum stepped up. And B did its thing. I'll take it. It shouldn't have been that close to begin with. That's why I'm giving it a B minus.
All right, B minus for Mitch. What about you, Pat?
I'm kind of in the same bracket. I'm gonna say I'm in the middle of it. I'm gonna have to say I'll go B minus as well because the fact that overall game again, there was points in this game where the shooting was very cold, but be able to step up. A couple of guys came through for you again. Daniel Housen came through. You have to give credit to that. Again, off of back to back, this team handled business against again not one of the higher teams in the NBA East, but again. Still, it's not easy to handle a back-to-back, especially on the road. I'll go B minus.
I'll go a little bit less, but it's hard to get upset about a back-to-back win when, that you shoot 5 of 25 from 3 and somehow you still win. This was a weird game. Like the Hornets looked like they were horrible. I thought the Hornets were bad, and like the Sixers could still struggle to pull away. I'll go C plus. But we'll call it a B minus. Did someone kidnap Tiago? Tiago is coming back. He's been.
I was gonna ask you that.
He's coming back. He's had a lot to do with work. All right, but overall, you know what? Sixers 5 straight W's. I'm really excited for their next matchup with Wembanyama. That's going to be really fun between Embiid and Wemby. So guys. Let's wrap this up. Hold on. Whole Sixers team was shooting poorly on a back-to-back way. I need to cut them some slack. That's totally fair. Totally fair. All right. I'll throw it to you, Pat. Final thoughts on tonight's W. Plugs.
Again, good team win. So again, Joel Embiid just answering the bell again. Coming last week, came out all banged up. This week, he handles business. Awakened giant. Again, just his MVP caliber play. Maxey just doing Maxey things. Tobias Harris taking advantage of a bad defensive team. Just being very aggressive and taking the rock to the rack. And Daniel House, again, somebody from that bench stepping up and want to make big plays. So I got to give this team I'm very happy with what I saw. Again, let's continue on, have some more bench playing coming out in the Monday against that horrible Spurs team. Get some more momentum building heading into on your road trip that's about to head on to next final weekend. So I like to see that go on. And so for me, I'm Pat Bernard. You can catch me on X at Pat from Ambler, on Instagram, TikTok, wherever. And of course, you catch me tomorrow morning with PM and AM as we honor and tribute to one of our great colleagues here, my closest and dearest friend, Gus Seminario. Check us out tomorrow morning, PM and AM, right here on Edge of Philly Sports.
All right, 9 a.m., right?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. tomorrow.
And please also talking Sixers, talking Flyers, and if guys more depression talk, we're going to talk some Eagles. So let loose, bring it on. It's going to be like a Blue Oyster Bandit party. So you come on and talk me and Mike, and just let loose about the Eagles. So come on in.
All right.
No pants are welcome.
Wait, breaking news: Deebo Samuels has been ruled out.
I haven't been
Like
really.
Twitter's blowing up like crazy now, so Deebo Samuel's out. But did you guys know there was no LaMelo Ball, and we were struggling against this team? Like, I have no clue, man. Like, wow. But hey, you can follow me on X at Mitch Shotsy, Hardcore Sports. And Hardcore Sports has finally got a Facebook page. People have been pressuring me to get a Facebook page for like a year now. I've just been lazy. I didn't want to make one, so I made it. So Hardcore Sports Network on Facebook. Go follow us there.
All right. Steven says this was an L against any other team. Absolutely fact. This was an L if the Sixers traded Tobias MVP. Would like to get to 40-14, but since we had injuries, 40-16 will do. That's crazy, man. That's kind of like goes into my question to wrap up tonight. Barry says, "Psych, the Nuggets beat the Celtics at the Garden last night. That was awesome." Did you see? Oh my gosh, Tatum just flop at the end with that shot. That was awesome. Debo is done for the game. Oh my God, that's what I'll be doing after we wrap this up. Couldn't have happened to a better fan base. All right. To wrap up tonight's show, I'm going to throw it to you, Mitch. Do you believe the Sixers are a true contender for an NBA championship this year? I threw it on the channel for voting. 61% says yes. Nick Nurse has unlocked Embiid and Maxey. Are the Sixers a contender right now?
I would say it's kind of tough because I know that the Celtics are beatable. People are giving the Celtics like they're on a pedestal, like no one can touch them. The Celtics are beatable. Like, with that being said, I think the Sixers can beat them in a game of 7. So, in 7 games, I could say yes, but if you add one more piece, that will put us over the hump. But right now, I can say yes.
What about you, Pat?
I want to, but like I said, there's times where this we just talked about where you're relying too much on 2 men to get you through this. But however, your bench becomes up ice cold at times. It's hard for me to push that, saying this team can survive a series against a team like Boston. I'm at a 50-50 right now because I feel like because of how cold our bench could be at times. But however, I don't see anybody who could beat Maxey and Joel Embiid right now in a series. But then again, I've seen Joel Embiid get cold in the postseason. So I want to be all in, but I'm hanging off the diving board by my tippy toes, saying no. I'm saying no. I've seen this show before. No, I think this team is again going to be a second round knockout, and I hate saying that, but that's where my heart's at.
I agree with you, but I had to be positive just once.
You know what I mean? It's just like I'm about to jump in a pool and I come out all shriveled, and I'm coming like that all the time. Tired coming up shriveled.
Yeah, I hear you. I totally get it. Barry says, "I believe the Sixers are contenders." Sixers pull the trigger at 41-14 in 01, and that was for the Theo Ratliff trade.
That was Mutombo, yep.
For Dikembe Mutombo. He said this year will be interesting. The Embiid Maxey 2-man game will not beat the Celtics. That is the concern for sure. Save the assets. Don't disturb the apple cart. Next year will be incredible. Need Oubre to be good against the Celtics, and you got Toby Bryant. This is something I go back and forth with all the time. All the time. And as much as I want Tobias traded, sometimes there's value in just letting that contract walk and being able to completely reload this offseason. So it's a really tough thing. You're seeing Joel Embiid play the best of his life and Maxey playing the best of his life, and they finally have depth. I want a depth piece. I don't think Caruso is the guy, but I think Bogdanovich. I'm not necessarily high on DeJounte Murray, but man, if they could get Malcolm Brogdon.
I've been saying him for the longest time. I've been saying Brogdon.
I don't know what Portland wants from him. It's probably a lot. He's playing his ass off for Portland right now. I think he scored 30 points the other night. But he's kind of that playmaker, ball handler that Maxey needs to get a break at some point. So,
see, to me, your last comment here kind of speaks volumes to me, because this is the part where this is where it favors the Sixers, because I haven't seen this kind of rebounding team like this in a long time from the Sixers. I just, it's everybody wants to shoot the rock from the perimeter first, but this team gets boards. And if it ain't, Embiid, B-ball Paul will get some boards. Yeah, Mo Bamba could get some boards. This team's side, Kelly Oubre is known to get some boards. I mean, this is a good rebounding team. Just like I said, Like I'm with you guys. If they could bring in a guy who just, like I said, a ball handler, someone who can shoot the rock, maybe you can go shopping for one of these bottom feeder teams that are looking to stock up on draft picks. That's who's willing to, do some dealing. Maybe you just shop there and find out what you do, and you just say, hopefully we have some we can offer back in return. So that's what Willie said. That's what I want to see. Is see what Morley is going to do to help Nick Nurse out.
You're looking at a
Now,
team that's, I think, tied for second in net rating. They're number 6 in the league in defensive efficiency. They're number 6 in the league in offensive efficiency. This team is elite, man. They're if we always say it, but like it always comes down to if Embiid is healthy. But yeah, I think their defense is good enough. I think they need help offensively.
That's
now,
like I said, that to me, like last year, kind of still stings me because he was healthy against that Celtics team, but he was worn out, and his counterpunter just stood at the perimeter, not trying to get open. He just stood there and just again MIA. So I need to see a team, other than Maxey, you can really rely on who's hungry and it's fearless. I need to see, again, Kelly Oubre's got he's the perfect fit, but I mean. Still, I need to see one more piece. One more piece, I think, will, like, Mitch said, will get you over the hump.
Absolutely.
now, you still got to think of the backup center role because with Paul Reed and especially foul trouble, if that comes in the playoffs, especially like early minutes, like the first or second minute, that's gonna suck. Like I really miss Andre Drummond. I really miss him. Like, oh my God, the Bulls were not going to give him up. But if we could get him back, someone who can grab the boards and put it up, average a double-double on consistently, and not get in foul trouble, I'll take it.
Yeah. Steven says depends on which version of Oubre, Mook, and Batum we have in the playoffs. I absolutely agree. Barry says Nick Nurse has changed Joel Embiid's game, Maxey's game, Harris's game, bringing Batum, Oubre to another level. Even Stephen A. Smith says don't sleep on this team. And Steven says doesn't matter if JoJo is hobbled again. That's why I'm like low-key okay. Like I really don't care if Embiid doesn't play a game in the regular season. Just let him be at the end of the day. They're playing a lot of minutes. Like even in a game tonight against the lowly Charlotte Hornets, Embiid played 37 minutes. This was I wanted a fourth quarter rest for Embiid in this one with Turk and all that kind of stuff. Didn't happen, unfortunately. So.
Well, let me ask you a question, Dies. Image, what team scares you right now in the East that goes, I'm terrified for this team moving forward? Who can, like I said, I see this team, like I said, I'm 50-50 because I don't see this bench can give you in a series is there for you. But however, I can't see a team with Nick Nurse coaching it, playing great defense. I don't see a team that can really beat this team in a series. So is there a team to you guys that kind of scares you in the East?
To me, there's one team. They just made a big trade. It is not the Bucks. It is not the Celtics. Pacers. They just got Pascal Siakam. They just got Siakam, Halliburton. That starting lineup is crazy. I mean, they can make some noise. They're not a threat to the Sixers, but for me, it's just like a team to watch out for after that trade.
Yeah, for me, it's the Celtics. I agree they're beatable, but their ability to lock out Tyrese Maxey does scare me. It does scare me. And if you could do that on the Sixers team, like the Bucks can do, like the Celtics can do, like the top teams are able to do, like that's a big problem.
But when you look at the Bucks, right? When you look at the Bucks and their last game that they played, I forget, it was like a week ago. Giannis was out. Dame Lillard could not lead them to victory. So Damian Lillard to me is not a good leader. Mm-hmm. But then you look at the Celtics where Jason Tatum goes cold in the playoffs occasionally. Jaylen Brown has to get him out of there. Yeah. So it's like it's any given team, honestly. Even the Knicks. The Knicks have made a good trade with OG Anunoby. Yeah. They're looking good over there. So it could be any team at this point.
Oh my gosh. Touchdown Packers. All right. Sorry. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, Packers are going to be up, I guess, 13-7 here. Speaking of, yeah. Anyway, Barry says Andre Drummond was terrific when he was on the Sixers. Great rebounder and passer. Quentin says, I'm not betting money on the Sixers will beat Boston, Milwaukee, or even Miami. Indianapolis is scary too with Halliburton. Absolutely. Touchdown Green Bay. Everyone's watching.
Yes.
I don't have it on. After this, I'll turn it on.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to bed until this is over. But anyway, guys, thank you everyone for watching. Please, if you're watching us now or later, make sure you hit that like button. Help us out. Get this video out to other viewers. If you love the NFL draft, I put up 8 more scouting reports today. So we are over 100 scouting reports on the channel.
To me, it's amazing to kick off 2024 about Edge of Philly Sports, man. We are in every direction. You guys did not just again, those are the dies, and we got completely draft coverage. If you guys are lacrosse fans, we got guys who cover the Philadelphia Wings and all around the leagues. Soccer, we got soccer. We might have lost a legend, but trust me, it's going to pick up rapidly fast. Guys, we have, and pro wrestling guys cover, and of course, we got all your 4for4 coverage here on Edge of Philly Sports. It's just amazing to me where this family's going, and it's only getting better from here on out.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Now I just hope I didn't mush everything. So, I'm gonna.
Steven says, with that Matt Patricia's defense, there was literally no one within like 15 yards of Melton there. That was excellent. Mitch, you got anything going on?
Just Hardcore Sports, a new Facebook page there, trying to get that up and running. And that's basically it. And I'm live streaming both games exclusively on the Hardcore Sports Network. So if you want to join me for some good football, the games tomorrow might be even better than games today.
Yeah.
So come join me, Hardcore Sports Network tomorrow, both games.
Quinn says, did the Patricia move cost us this season? It's right there. If you look at after that Niners game, their defensive EPA or whatever was hot, just skyrocketed since then. But guys, tomorrow, me and Ryan will be doing a top 10 wide receiver ranking of the 2024 NFL draft. That's at 2:00. So be on the lookout for that. Again, one last time, go check out PM in the AM tomorrow at 9 a.m. He is Mitch Kofsky, at Mitch Kofsky on Twitter, at Pat from Ambler on Twitter. For Pat, I am Dives Crockpot on Twitter. Stay awesome, everyone.